Greetings, everyone, and welcome back to Patrick Musilek's Top 12 Albums of the Decade. Woo!
Number 11, Synthesis by Evanescence.
Synthesis.
So for number 11, Evanescence might be kind of a surprising addition to this list. This album especially is interesting because it's not an album of original material. So I wouldn't doubt it if someone was second-guessing my choice here. However, I think that what this album is truly makes it stand above many, many other albums that I've heard. So what is this album? Well, this album is special. This album is, on one hand, something that I've always wanted, an album like this I've always wanted, but I didn't think we'd ever get. So this album is sort of a greatest hits of Evanescence's songs that they've done throughout their career, throughout their previous 3 albums, done with only an orchestra and electronic elements, and then of course also Amy Lee's vocals. So this album is special because of what it is, as I already said. I have never heard an album before that uses these elements and only these elements. Having the lush string accompaniments to the songs be a main feature on this album really makes this album feel like a classical album. But at the same time, it has the electronic drums and the sort of bleeps and bloops and little synth noises and things that make it feel like a contemporary pop album. Throw on top of that Amy Lee's incredible soaring female vocals, and you have a mix that is truly unique. What really stands out on this album to me is the way that it was put together. The choice to go from track to track to track, song to song, and having a little bit of maybe a piano intro to a song here, or a little string section to come in here to lead into the next track, makes the whole thing feel like one continuous and complete package. It makes the album feel unique and special in that regard. And then, of course, throw on top of it the amazing way that it's put together with those elements that I've already mentioned, and it really stands up above the rest. I think that this is the best album that Evanescence has ever released, which is saying something, because again, it's not an album of original material, it's an album of existing material reimagined in a new way. I'm a fan when bands and electronic musicians and things like that do orchestral albums or orchestral slash string versions of their music. Some bands like VNV Nation and even Peter Gabriel has done something like this, but they've never included the extra element of having the electronic drums, which give it almost sort of a trip hop feel. So all those things combined make it something special, as I've already said multiple times. And that's why I think that it deserves to be number 11 on this list. And I toiled over whether or not to even have included on the list, but at the end of the day, I'm not sad or disappointed with my decision to include it, because I really think that it deserves it. This album is one of the few albums that I can listen to, and it makes me feel emotions as I listen to it. No matter how I'm feeling before I start listening to it, I end up feeling a lot more connected to it after I'm done listening to it. So it really is a special album in that regard. So thank you very much. We had Mook yesterday. Today we had Evanescence. What are we going to have tomorrow? You'll have to wait and see.
Thank you for watching the video. Thank you for watching the video. Top 12 albums of the decade, yeah, and now you know. So thank you for watching. go.